Home Life and Style is brought to you by the Pine Hills, offering inspired new homes and daily adventures just 45 minutes from Boston. Longfellow Design Build, architect and builder for Cape Cod and beyond. Snow & Jones, a fixture in New England homes since 1952. And by Classic Tile and Stone, your tile and stone destination.
Hi, I'm Parker Kelley. Welcome to Home Life and Style. I am passionate about design, food, and travel. I love discovering new places, meeting new people, and sharing who they are, how they live, and what they love. In each episode, I'll introduce you to a new destination through the eyes of the people who call it home. Join me as we celebrate these towns, these people, these homes in style.
Today I'm on my way to the Ocean State. I'm headed to Westerly, Rhode Island, to the charming, tiny village of Weekapaug. Weekapaug is a Narragansett Indian word meaning the end of the pond. Weekapaug Village is between Winnapaug Pond and Quonnie Pond. My ultimate destination is Weekapaug Inn, a relais and chateau multiple award-winning luxury inn with accolades from Travel + Leisure, Condé Nast, Forbes, and many more. This inn is quietly tucked away, overlooking the beautiful Quonnie Pond. My first day here, I get the privilege of exploring the area myself. That alone is a luxury for me. Weekapaug has a population of about 500. It is absolutely stunning. So before heading to the inn, I stopped at the shore to appreciate where I was. A while at the beach, and I was already feeling the relaxation this area is known for. As I made my way over the causeway to my ultimate destination, Weekapaug Inn, it was grand and impressive, not in a pretentious or intimidating way, but in a welcoming way. Inside was beautiful, finely decorated with images of nature everywhere I turned. There were also many old photos all around that told the story of Weekapaug Inn. The inn was originally founded and built by the Buffum family in 1899 and was built like a large summer home, initially set right on the barrier beach between Quonnie Pond and Block Island Sound. The Buffums designed the inn to be a legacy for generations to come, a secluded summertime resort where family and friends could escape to an uncomplicated place to bask in the sunshine and enjoy the simplicity of breathing in the salt air, strolling on the sand, and just being together. They wanted it to be a relaxed home away from home, a place to connect, comfortable, unfussy. And that's what it was, thriving in this small community with 120 guest rooms and an amazing reputation for relaxed elegance, until the devastating hurricane of 1938, known as the Great New England Hurricane. It slammed into these shores and ravaged the coastline and nearly everything in its path, including the beloved inn. Weekapaug Inn was deemed unsalvageable. This local landmark, which had become a significant part of the culture and identity of this area, was rebuilt, however, the following year, this time on higher ground, and was then stewarded by generations of Buffums for years, thus keeping the original vision alive. But as time passed, the historic inn deteriorated again and was near demolition. But in 2010, Lang Wheeler, his wife Kathy Metcalf, Charles Royce, and his wife Deborah Goodrich Royce purchased the inn from the Buffum family and took on a $20 million restoration of this local landmark. Today, the inn that was conceived at the turn of the 19th century offers 21st century amenities and still feels like a big summer home. After spending a while browsing the inside sitting areas and dining spaces, I walked out onto the veranda. The sweeping views and grounds beckoned me outside. I suspect that Weekapaug Inn is wonderful all year round, I happened to be visiting in the early fall, that time of year where some days feel warm like summer and some days feel cool and crisp and autumnal. It was lovely outside, and I wasn't planning on meeting anyone until tomorrow, so I walked the grounds and enjoyed the big views and little treasures. Fairy houses, bird houses, the boathouse with the outdoor rain shower, and the towels sweetly placed right between the tree branches. Charming, spectacular, and it was only my first day.
I've got joy to share with you in my arms. Just a little hug every day will solve your problems. I've got love to share with you in my pocket. Just a little kiss on your lips and we'll skyrocket.
At Longfellow Design Build, we design and build new homes, new kitchens, new additions to your home. We handle everything from conception to completion, working in unison with you, for you, so you can have the home you envision, so you can have the home you deserve, so you can focus on what's important. Longfellow Design Build, architect and builder, for Cape Cod and beyond.
Need a fresh, new look for your kitchen or bath? Snow & Jones can help you get there.
We've been located on the South Shore in Cape Cod since 1952 as a family business, so it's given us a long time to establish roots and a good reputation, to be a company that people know you can trust. I think we always tell our customers and clients, like if you're working with a larger company or somebody on the internet, it's hard to find someone to solve your problems, and with us, if you have a problem, we can get you a Jones in 30 minutes. We love to stay up with the trends and put out new things for people to see. And we also, being in that New England market where it is more traditional, we do try to reflect those styles as well. So people really can pick from a variety of different styles and also a variety of different price points. We really try to train our people on style and design as well as the technical aspect, because missing one or the other can really throw everything off. So they have great insight. We really can take all those pieces together and create that full project.
Start your Snow & Jones project today.
The next morning was cooler and foggy, a tradition for Lang Wheeler and his wife Kathy Metcalf, 2 of the 4 people responsible for the restoration that I told you about, is to take a daily early morning swim in the ocean, which is just a stroll or a quick bike ride from the inn. This morning, they were joined by their friend and neighbor, Pinky Markey. By the afternoon, that early morning fog lifted, but in came the rain. So I met Lang inside, and we had a fireside chat.
The Weekapaug Inn, you see, is part of that great late 19th century phenomenon of after the Civil War, the big industrial revolution, the terrible pollution in the cities, and anybody who could would leave town for as much of the summer as possible. And people would come by wagon from Westerly. Even getting here from Westerly train station was a hassle. And people would show up and they would stay. They would take all their meals at the Weekapaug Inn. I mean, the Adirondack chairs are very popular with our guests as it just slow down. As it relates to the beauty of this pond, it is very different than the ocean.
The Quonnie.
It's a Quonnie pond, yeah. The fact that the pond is, for the most part, fairly smooth means that as the sky changes, as the day evolves from dawn to dusk, every time you glance up and look at the pond from your room or from the lawn, it's like, whoa, look at that. You know, it's slightly different than whatever I just glanced up at a few minutes ago. So there's something really soothing. And of course, it is all about relaxing and doing as little as you want or as much as you want.
By the end of our chat, the rain had stopped and Kathy hadn't arrived yet, so Lang and I headed outside to stroll the grounds. When Kathy arrived, I got a chance to spend some time with her, talking about her life as an artist and the incredible 2-story hand-painted mural that she worked on as an apprentice with Sonia Vaccari. The mural runs all the way up the stairway wall. So you have an artful mind, and you are an artist by nature. And so we're sitting in front of one of your beautiful murals. I mean, you have lots of beautiful art in the whole inn. But can you tell me a little bit about what we're looking at right here, and then we'll go back and we'll talk about the reason.
This is a fun story. About 10 years ago, I was in the Design Center in Boston with a very close friend, and because my background is art, we rounded a corner and I saw a mural in a display, and I said, "Oh my goodness, that is not manufactured, that's painted. Who did that?" And the lady who was with me happened to be a friend of the muralist. And her name is Sonia Vaccari. And she's wonderful. She's got a lot of character. So I called her 5 years ago. So that was a seed in the back of my head that one day I will meet her and we'll do something. So the
Don't
end.
you love how sometimes in life you run into these people and you know that you're going to do something
One day,
eventually?
The little seeds.
The little seed. Yeah, I love that. I mean, this is such a natural place for seeds.
It
and
is.
so for you to reference seed in our conversation is already planting a seed for me for our future.
That's nice. So Lang and Chuck bought the inn, and I'm in Vermont. I really am an outdoor gal and love nature. There's beauty in nature everywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm looking across the bog, and I'm thinking, and I'm in my head, I've never curated art, but I've gone to many, many exhibits. And I thought, oh, I guess I'm the one that's going to curate the art for the inn, but I don't know how to do this. And right in front of me was the bog and the answer. In the bog are many, many birds and nature.
Oh, we saw this morning, we saw cormorants, we saw heron, we saw,
yes.
We saw a lot of just a tiny, tiny bit of.
This is a sanctuary. So I turned to Lang and I said, I have it. We're going to do Audubon prints. And we know that Weekapaug and the pond and the ocean, this is a place for birds who migrate through and birds who live here all year. So that's how it started. And the next little seed that popped was Sonia and the mural. And I said, we're going to do a mural. And that's where the fun started.
No, yeah.
So we had to build scaffolding on 2 floors. The building was totally empty except for all of the banging around on the walls, and the ceiling was being put in with beams. And we're on scaffolding with brushes. And at times we would go to the wall with our brush, and there would be a huge bang on the other side of the wall. And we would step back and the scaffolding would go like this, and we would just wait. and then we'd go forward again. And because there are some lines in this painting that aren't large strokes, they're fine strokes. So that was a lot of fun.
And I love the way that your body moves with the way that you tell me about that.
I always think of my art as music and movement, and so I think musicians think of their work as art too, as a visual. So it's, but one of the nicest compliments that Mark had for Sonia and for me after we did this was, "This is a teaching tool, Kathy." And I said, "Tell me, what do you mean?" He said, "Well, when people come here in the wintertime, they don't know that this is what this place looks like in the summertime. And I come to this mural and I talk about what it looks like in the summertime."
Yeah, the teachable moments are everywhere, and the mural is a beautiful place where you're able to like see it all year round and you can use it. So that was brilliant when they told you that.
I've worked with Kristen and Julie for about 7 years now, about 30 projects. They care as much as I do about the finished product. And every time I walk in, I'm always like, "Girls, what do we have new?" And they always have things set aside to show me, and every time I go there, it's so exciting. They text me pictures as soon as tile comes in that they think is really exciting. Like, even on a Saturday, I'll get a text, and they'll know that I'm just as excited to see it as they are to share it. And so they're my go-to.
Recognized and respected. Classic Tile and Stone on Boston's South Shore.
Early the next morning, my third day at Weekapaug Inn, the morning's fog started to lift, the sunrise was peeking through the clouds, the shorebirds were feeding. The serenity of Weekapaug is wonderful. I met Captain Teddy Beam, Weekapaug Inn's naturalist and recreation director, and we chatted about the unique ecosystem of this area and why it is such a treasure to all who visit.
So I think Weekapaug is so special is because of the aura that it has and the draw for this place. Everybody knows Mesquamaket. Everybody knows Watch Hill. It's very loud, boisterous places. Weekapaug is the complete opposite. We like to say it's barefoot elegance, where you can kick your feet off, still get 5-star service, and the entire neighborhood knows each other. I get almost every dog in Weekapaug at the boathouse, and I went out and bought a 10-pound box of dog treats, just because every day I see dogs. And every one of the neighbors comes here. The residents of Weekapaug, we really encourage to come to the inn and enjoy it. The whole aura or draw for Weekapaug is that you don't want to be inside. It's not an indoors place. Everything that you want to enjoy is outside. It's in nature. Dog right there. It's just the draw for this place, and then we have the Quonnie Pond right behind us, and it's like a big playground.
Okay, so don't scare me with the words, but just
call it the Quonnie.
The Quonnie.
The Quonnie. That's what the locals call it. That's the Quonnie.
And so this is a tidal estuary. Like, what is it?
So it's actually a lagoon, technically a lagoon. Every map and everybody calls it the pond. It's actually a lagoon because we are connected to the ocean. And that's what gives us all of our life in here. Many different species of fish, crabs. We have an actual...
Do we have oyster farms here?
We do. We do have oyster farms. We have our own oysters, the Quonnie oysters. You're going to have to get them. They're on the menu. They're on the menu.
You know I'm a big oyster fan, so yeah.
Yeah, we are. Everybody here is an oyster fan.
Yeah.
You have to be. It's serene. It's a feeling. It's a mindset. I think it's more of a mindset and a way of living and a lifestyle, and it makes you
decompress.
Makes you decompress. It makes you put your
I just
phone
felt
down.
your sigh, and I just know what you're talking about immediately. You're talking about decompression.
Yeah, it makes you put your phone down. It makes you live in the moment. I think that's the most important thing in Weekapaug. And like, for example, our rooms here at Weekapaug are smaller than you'll find at other resorts. And the reason for that is we don't want you to be in your room. That's the whole draw for Weekapaug, is that you know, the only time that you went inside your house was to retire for the night. Everything else was done outside. It was done, outside with neighbors, interacting with people, and that's why we have such an amazing backyard. We have the Quonnie. We have so many resources at our disposal that we don't want you in your room. We want you outside to enjoy yourself and to live in the moment. I think that's the biggest thing for Weekapaug.
Well, I can't say it better than that. So that was lovely, and continued success for you and your integration into here and what you're going to do to help them get that message out. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Good luck to everything.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah,
Thank you.
After my conversation with Teddy, he took me down to the salt pond where the Quonnie Queen was docked. I was looking forward to getting out on the pond and learning more about the natural wildlife habitat from Teddy. The local waters here provide outstanding sources of seafood as well as culinary inspiration. The inn's chef joined us for the ride.
You have to know where you're going because the storms, over hundreds of years, storms have brought sand over into the pond and made these huge sand banks, sand deposits over on.
Take this and I'll just talk.
Yeah, no, we're good. She goes straight. And so that's why I'm very biased because this is home, but it's one of the best places in the state to go clamming and for various shellfish. It's amazing. Well, this is all about 2 to 3 feet. You can see people standing up back here. Like they're halfway across the pond and they're waist deep in water. It's just amazing. It's such a special place.
As I said earlier, the Weekapaug Inn is steeped in tradition, relaxed and restful, while also offering modern amenities and state-of-the-art spaces, including the newest addition to the property, the Pavilion. The Pavilion is an art and event center with gorgeous floor-to-ceiling windows, with lovely views of the pond and the ocean in the distance. The Pavilion is beautiful, classic New England, a perfect place for gathering. The architecture, the hand-set fireplace that I'm told is made up of local stone. This is a space where people can meet for business reasons or families and couples can meet in celebration. Lang had planned to celebrate the space with his wife and a few of their friends. I was invited. Lang picked me up at my suite in his pride and joy, and we headed over to meet everyone together.
Landscape
Nice to meet
architect.
you.
So nice to meet you.
Really nice
Parker
to meet
Kelley.
you also, thank you.
Thank you.
This is Chuck Royce. I think you may have met him somewhere in a dance
I met him in
floor.
Ocean House and he's a very, very good dancer.
This must have been late at night.
Weekapaug Inn. What a magical and hospitable place. It was built with heart, and no matter what happened to it, its heart beats on. Like the inn that was restored, so are its guests. I've enjoyed my time here thoroughly, and I am so thankful. Home Life and Style from Weekapaug. Until next week, I'm Parker Kelley. Cheers.
Cheers. partner.